Hey everybody, welcome to Goots' Wrestling Pod. We're still in 1989. Today we're going to cover Chi-Town Rumble from WCW NWA. I got my Ricky Steamboat shirt on. Hey Andrew D.
Oh, that's a really cool Ricky Steamboat. Is that a reprinted one?
Yeah, this is from like 2008, 2019.
Did that
2018.
shirt did that shirt exist before that
No,
year?
this was made to look retro back then.
Oh, okay. Well, it does. It looks cool. It looks cool.
They used to have a lot of cool shirts on the WWE website, and then ever since Nick Khan showed up. Anyway.
That Nick Khan, man.
So before we get into that, though, yesterday was a big day for AEW. They announced AEW Collision, which is going to be the Saturday show at 8 o'clock. And the show was supposed to be the centerpiece show for CM Punk. And then he wasn't announced. And at first I was like, oh, they're gonna like do a big angle to announce he's only on Collision. And then it was revealed that because they won't rehire Ace Steel, CM Punk is refusing to do it, and they were told to take him off all the press releases. Now, this is what Dave Meltzer says. I think some other people have said this too. But what do you think of this new wrinkle in the CM Punk situation?
Um, I don't care. I do love that there's a new show called Collision on Saturdays. That's just added on. The boom just added on, man. I'm all for that.
You don't care about any of that stuff. You just like watching wrestling.
Yeah, I just like do I think it's stupid that this whole drama is continuing? Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's also like that's just what pro wrestling is. You know what's really funny is how now it's bringing in like this CM Punk thing is now like dragging in the dirt sheet writers, and now they're fighting each other. I
Well,
will. I love it. I think it's
CM
hilarious.
CM Punk put out an email
Yeah,
that basically revealed that Brian Alvarez was upset when CM Punk was dating Maria because he had a crush on her. He revealed that yesterday and made fun of Brian Alvarez. And Brian Alvarez, dude, whenever a wrestler directly calls out Brian Alvarez, he always acts shocked. Him and Meltzer, when a wrestler like I have a legit beef with you, they always act like shocked and like confused. Like they're almost like I feel like they think like there should be this unwritten law where you don't actually act
isn't
like.
isn't the guy though who pointed that out or came up with that theory is David Bixenban, and that guy, he's a fucking
Well,
weirdo.
if you read the email, you got to read the Ryan Alvarez, the email. Basically, there's an old newsletter where Brian Alvarez is like, he doesn't know if CM Punk's going to work out in WWE because he preys on women. And nowadays, you would think that means that he rapes women, right? But back then, what he meant was CM Punk gets laid a lot, and Vince McMahon might not like that because Vince didn't like when Miro had Lana.
Yeah.
And so I think CM Punk never forgave him for that, for writing that. So you're not going to work out. He's not going to work out in WWE because he should have wrote because he gets laid too much. He's going to fuck everyone in the locker room, which he probably is doing right now. But so that email basically implies it's like CM Punk thought he was mad at him because he had a crush on Maria. Then CM Punk got with her. I don't know. It's I don't know. Didn't Brian Alvarez? Why would you think you could date any female wrestler the way you talk about wrestling? Like I don't know. I don't think I could date Deonna Purrazzo.
Why is CM Punk still holding on to a grudge from like 16 years ago? It's all the whole thing's pathetic.
I don't think he's holding on to a grudge. I think that these guys talk shit about him. No, dude, it's like the emails I held on to. I didn't hold on to my emails. They're just in my email box, bro. Where'd you go? Did you go?
I just want to check out.
Oh, I thought you left. You're like, I'm so pissed.
I'm still here. The CM Punk story, man.
Dude, those emails that I have from I didn't even realize I still had them. They're in my inbox. However, that guy starts talking shit about me. If that guy goes on a podcast every week and starts talking shit about me, I'll release those emails too. Why not?
He didn't release those emails. David Bixenban did, didn't
No,
he?
CM Punk released it in his Instagram stories. Didn't you see the Instagram story that CM Punk wrote?
No, dude, I don't care about that stuff. I just want to watch them wrestle.
No.
I don't give a shit who has a problem with CM Punk backstage.
Okay, you ready for this?
I just want to wrestle, yeah.
Okay, look, everyone. Brian Alvarez doesn't like it when misinformed internet trolls make up rumors about him. So please stop this is CM Punk. So please stop making up rumors and stories for clicks. while Brian makes up rumors and stories for clicks, okay? He's married, for God's sakes. By God, that man is a family. Brian Alvarez, shut the fuck up and stop talking about me challenge day one. And then
Yeah, he didn't release the email.
and then he puts the email in the story. You're not letting me finish.
Oh, sorry.
Then he puts the email, and then friendly reminder, I haven't been on TV in 9 months, and you all still can't just stop talking about me. Maybe
That's
stop.
true.
You'll feel better. Love, hate, it's all the same. I don't enjoy being the sole person that props up entire misinformed clickbait industry based on toxic gossip from lying sources. But what can you do? When you're the king, it comes with the crown.
Well, he's got a point there. 100%.
And in the email, this is Brian Alvarez writing to one of CM Punk's friends. I feel stupid for even bothering to write this, but Dave Bixben is in one of his moods, and I have been reading the stupidest shit the last 3 days. This is like, I don't know when this is from. If you talk to Punk about this, and I doubt you will, and I doubt you more than you give a fuck, please let him know that I do not, nor have I ever had any problem with him. It has been 4 years. This is like years ago. And Bix still believes that I hold a grudge against CM Punk because he was dating Maria. The best part is that I'm writing this on my anniversary week with my wife. I can only imagine the shit that would be written in another 4 years. So yeah. So hope things are going well.
That is confusing already. It's why is he mentioning David Bixman band? He's the one who put the emails out, dude. It wasn't Punk. Punk just tagged it.
What are you talking about?
Why is Dave
This
Meltzer?
is an email from years ago from Brian Alvarez to one of CM Punk's friends talking shit about Dave Bixben. That Dave Bixben thinks that he had a crush, that he has a beef with CM Punk because CM Punk dated Maria.
Brian Alvarez starts with David Bixben band is in one of those moods.
Yeah.
What is he talking about there?
Dave Bixben, this is already. Dave Bixben is telling people that Brian Alvarez, I don't know when this was. I think this was like 10 years ago.
If that's 10 years ago, why is David Bixben in one of the moods now? Doesn't make any sense.
That email's from 10 years ago, Andrew Lee. He's not in a mood right now.
But then why did Brian Alvarez say that?
Because he's saying that 10 years ago, whatever day it was, Dave Bixben's talking about him, that he has a beef with CM Punk because CM Punk was fucking Maria. And he's telling CM Punk's friend, please tell CM Punk I don't have a beef with him about that.
Okay. I don't know what you want me to say.
I don't know. What are you confused about?
You're curious. You're obviously more interested in this than I am.
But no, you're like I don't understand. The email's not that. So basically, CM Punk is being like, here's an email from Brian Evans to one of my friends, being like, oh, I don't like when people make up rumors about me. Mm-hmm. And CM Punk is like, all you do is make up rumors about me today.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm. That's all. You okay?
Yeah. I just,
you just don't care about
it. It's like, what am I feel like I waste my life when I talk about this shit.
We talk about this shit now for 9 months. It's all anyone talks about. We have to cover the news.
Yeah, that's right. It's like, okay.
If they don't want to listen, here's the DLC on Punk and Tony Khan. If you don't want us to talk about this, just fucking sit down and work out your issues. Either tell CM Punk, I'm the fucking boss. You don't like it, you can go. Or CM Punk, I'll give in to all your demands. That's all. And then we can talk about CM Punk's matches with Samoa Joe or whoever the fuck he wrestles.
Jesus Christ. Okay, I got to show you something, okay? You see that? He's the one who put the fucking email out. Who? He's the one who put it out. He is.
Oh, CM Punk shared it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. He's the one who put it out.
No, he didn't put the CM Punk shared it. No, dude, CM Punk shared it first on Instagram stories, and Dave Bixben put out the whole email.
All right.
Yeah. No one was talking about this email until CM Punk put it out.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So CM Punk is a man who can't let go of the past, holds on to fucking old emails, posts it up. David Bixben, who got fired
because he's in the emails. Of course, he thinks that's all.
Yeah. David Bixben, who got fired from Dave Meltzer, I believe, when he used to work for him, still holds a grudge. So he fucking latches on, and he just keeps like, let me throw some more fuel to the flame. Wow, Brian Alvarez and Dave Meltzer, both of them, who always are the ones who are reporting on this shit and gossiping, are acting like, wait, why all of a sudden are you guys saying this stuff?
That's what I'm saying.
All fucking losers. They're all losers. All four of them.
The funniest thing about Dave Meltzer and Brian Alvarez is they'll sit and shit on everyone in the industry on their podcast, and then they're shocked when people like talk back.
I agree. Yeah. That is I said it before, and I'll say it again. Stop giving these guys money. they'll go
I'm not
away.
giving them money.
I'm not saying to you, anybody who's listening, don't give them money, don't give them attention. They'll go away. That's all it is. They'll go away. They're like zits, you know.
What do you think of Collision? You think it's going to be successful or?
I don't know anymore because originally CM Punk was supposed to be on it, and I was all for that. I don't think CM Punk might be a nice guy, but I don't care. I just want to
I
watch him.
don't care either. I
Yeah,
like.
I just want to watch him wrestle.
I
Right?
like when he does stuff like this.
Yeah, me too. I think it's kind of funny, you know.
Yeah. Because I think they're used to, like, for years they would just say shit about Hulk Hogan, and he really wouldn't sell it. He would just go about his day, right?
Yeah.
And the same thing with like people like Vince or Cena or Triple H. And the fact that CM Punk talks back to them and they like don't know how to handle that is really fucking funny. You know?
Every review or every podcast I listen to, everyone's talking about how they better not split the brand, they better not split the roster. Why not? Why not?
Because he
Just
could
do
barely
it.
book one roster.
Yeah, but this is why you split. If they got to split the roster and put people on only on Collision, like Andrade is only on Collision, good, do it, and let Andrade talk shit about anybody he wants on Dynamite, and let anybody on Dynamite talk shit about him. Dude, I guarantee you that will be way more interesting for all of us, everybody
This
involved.
is what I predict.
This
is what I predict is going to happen to Collision
Yeah.
because already people I know that love AEW said they don't have time to watch it on Saturdays. Right? That's people who love AEW. It's going to become Thunder.
Oh, absolutely.
But here's the thing I think TNT, and I tried to explain this. I'm in a wrestling chat group with some people, and they don't seem to comprehend this. TNT right now on Saturdays is probably getting like 10,000 people watching their fucking movies. So they're like, all right, we're going to get 100. Okay, there's 100,000 people like Dave Bixpen out in this country. We already know that, right?
Yes.
If we get those 100,000 people every Saturday and Tony Khan is willing to throw his money down the toilet to give us this show, it's worth it because then we can make more money on the ads. Because I'm sure now the advertisers are going to TNT, like nobody watches your channel on Saturday night. Now they'd be like, well, we can guarantee 100,000 people will see this commercial.
Or even half. Let's give them the benefit. Let's say half, because like half actually have lives and can't do watch on a Saturday. So let's say half are like.
So 50,000 people are going to watch Collision.
Yeah, that's still more than what
that's
the
still
movie.
Still better than 10,000, and
exactly.
I think they're okay with that. I think that when this show becomes Thunder, because here's the deal: I don't think anyone's going to give a shit about Andrade or Miro matches if they're not. I just don't. And Thunder Rosa, if she's not with Britt Baker right now, so like, this show is going to become Thunder. I think it's going to have a negative effect on AEW, but I think TNT was like, you know what? I think TNT has realized we don't want to put money in scripted content anymore. No one's watching these reruns. Let's just have this moron program our channel.
What kind of negative impact do you think it'll have?
I just think both shows will suck because he's going to be overworked.
So if CM Punk is involved in Collision, right? Mm-hmm. I think it will be really good for the company.
I agree.
Yeah. If he's not involved, I'll still watch, but I don't think it'll be as impactful, and I don't think the ratings will do what they're supposed to do.
And I also kind of think if you're going to do this is what I think you need to do. You need to upgrade Orange Cassidy's belt to like a world title and put him on Collision. And have his separate world titles. Because if you don't have that's the only way I think this might work. And then, like, for the pay-per-views, have, like, maybe the first half of the pay-per-view Dynamite, the second half Collision. Like, and put Jade on Collision. So you put Jade and Orange Cassidy just on Collision, right?
Yeah.
And you put Jamie Hayter and MJF just on Dynamite. And that's what I would do. And I would be like, it's no an international title. It's now the World Heavyweight. It's now the Galaxy Heavyweight Championship.
International is still like world, I guess.
Multiverse champion. I think that's a funny title for, and make Orange Cassidy the inaugural one. That's it. And you know, I don't know. I think that would make it. That could kind of help it. But if like MJF's the champ and he doesn't show up on Saturdays, it's just gonna become Thunder, bro.
Well, they have a whole month to get their shit together. Because it's starting in June 17th, so they have a month to get their shit together.
I kind of want. Did you notice Tony Khan like didn't announce the venue? on
Yeah,
Dynamite
he didn't even. I thought they were supposed to be Chicago. Now they didn't even announce it, right?
because I think he's like, I need one more week. I think he thinks because if he announces Chicago, people are gonna think CM Punk. Even if they have like fucking John Moxley look into the camera like CM Punk's never coming back, people are still gonna think CM Punk's gonna be a Collision, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I think he's like, let me see another week if I can save this situation.
So here's an interesting tidbit about this whole thing that I read. The reason why now all of a sudden CM Punk is fighting with everybody again is because he supposedly wants a Steel
Yeah, I
rehire,
said that. Yeah,
and a Steel is not getting rehired.
yeah. They want to give him a job where he works from home, and he wants him to be at the show
I can't believe a Steel hasn't gotten fired yet.
because Tony Khan has no balls.
I can't believe like every okay. I understand you can't fire CM Punk because he's CM Punk, but Ace Steel, like this guy is supposed to be a producer of X. He's fighting the fucking talent. How is this guy not fired?
Dude, that unless we don't know the whole story and what we've been told is completely false. If the story we've been told is true, like there's no conversation about Ace Steel. That I mean, like I don't give a fuck like who the big star is. There's some lines where your friend crossed this line, he's not coming back. And if you want to put this in negotiations, there's no negotiations. It's
This
something.
is like like Davari is like one of the producers in WWE. It's like if Davari like decided to punch like Damian Priest in the face,
And then
and they're
Roman
like,
Reigns won't come back unless he's fucking.
yeah, but like they somehow like we'll still give this guy a job. It's like how does this happen? It's
You know what
Ace
I would do?
Steel.
Because he does right now. Right now, he doesn't have a job. He's about to be rehired. He doesn't have a.
Oh, so he has been fired. He just hasn't been rehired.
Yeah, they want him to be rehired. You know what I would do if I was Vince, though? You know what I would do? I would do it today. And I know you're gonna be like, no, but I would. I would hire Ace Steel and tell him to report to SmackDown Friday
Why?
because then it fucks up the whole thing with Tony and CM Punk.
Even further. Yeah, it
Yeah,
probably does. Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
like you can, dude. They have Brian Kendrick working there, and that guy hates Jews. You can kind of like have Ace Steel basically be like Hurricane Helm's gopher, and he'll take it. He'll take it. But I would literally call him tonight and be like, "Show up at we got work for you. Show up at SmackDown. Don't worry about the CM Punk thing. Just come because I guarantee you this. Maybe CM Punk will be like, all right, well, Ace Steel's hired by WWE, so you know what? Like, who cares? I'll show up on Collision. There's gonna be another problem. You fucking made that problem worse, and Ace Steel probably is kind of handy to have around, like to bring people water or whatever. But I don't know what the fuck this guy does. But
Oh
like, hey,
man.
Hurricane Helms is hungry. He's putting together this match with Gunther. Can you go get Wendy's? Yeah, I'll be right there.
That actually wouldn't be the funniest thing if that wouldn't be the worst thing if Vince does hire Ace Steel just out of spite.
Yeah,
That would actually be
I would hire him today.
Yeah.
I would, as Vince McMahon personally, I would hire him today, and I would say this Triple H, you don't have a fucking say in this, and I'd be like, you need to be at SmackDown at 10 a.m. We have work for you. You're gonna,
That would be actually pretty funny.
and I have a contract for you locked in for like 2 years. So it would just complete. I just think that would be the funniest fucking thing in the world.
You know what? Actually wouldn't yeah, actually that would be like I feel like we're watching like one of those like soap operas,
Yeah.
right? And this is like the twist at the end of like this week's fucking thing, and it would just be like next week, what's gonna happen? It's like we got to keep it going,
But you know what the thing about it is, like my friend thinks like he goes, I think this whole thing's a work, the CM Punk thing, and I go, all right, if it's a work, it's the only people benefiting from this work, by the way, are these internet reporters because people, I guarantee you, the views on Dave Meltzer's videos or Jim Cornette's videos have gone up. This work, they have not sold as that many tickets for Double or Nothing. The ratings are down. They're kicking off Collision and they're nervous to promote the arena, and they have less than a month to sell tickets for that arena. So if this is a work, it's incredibly stupid. Like if it's a
work, the people who are benefiting the most is like WWE
and Dave Meltzer.
Yeah, but WWE even more so because now it makes like
Yeah.
them look like a way more competent company. You
Yeah.
know,
The other thing about Collision is I don't see any reality where I would watch Collision over a pay-per-view. If I'm home on a Saturday, I'm gonna watch that pay-per-view. It doesn't matter if the
you
main
know
event.
what? I didn't. That's actually a good point. I didn't even think about that, but you're right. So this is like a 2 hour TV show. It's just a TV
Yeah.
show. If WWE puts on a pay per view on a Saturday at the same time, it ain't gonna beat the pay per view. You
It's
know,
never gonna be.
especially dude. The last one I just watched was Backlash. That fucking Bad Bunny match was so good. But
Yeah.
how are you gonna compete with that? How is Lee Moriarty gonna compete with that?
Listen,
You
you
know?
can say what you want about SmackDown and Raw, but the last few pay-per-views, Extreme Rules, the Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, WrestleMania Night 1, even Night 2 and sometimes and Backlash have all been phenomenal. Like the match quality is like next level. So like you can almost like if you just watch the pay-per-views, I bet you WWE is 20 times more enjoyable.
I think so too.
Yeah, so
We'll
it's like
see how
why
it
would I
goes.
ever give those up?
Yeah. Unless you're like a real hardcore, like only you know how like
That's the
even in,
50,000 TNT is betting on.
even TNA has those like
Yeah.
hardcore TNA fans who go like TNA is better than any other wrestling in the world. Like Chris Bay was one of those guys, you know? And
And
it's just like, yeah, it's just like you'll have a few of those AEW people who are just like AEW is better than anything on any wrestling on TV. And it's like, all right, if you believe that, you know.
And like, let's say they announce like hey, I think Summer's on a Saturday. Let's say they announce at a time like Tony Khan's like, hey, Kenny Omega versus CM Punk on the Collision the Saturday of. They're gonna do like WWE is gonna counter with an insane main event. It's gonna be like Austin versus Roman or something. You know what I mean? Like like
It's gonna be Ace Steel for Kenny Omega.
I mean, what I think would be a better time slot? And at first I was like, no, but the more I think about it, the more I think it could work. Is it was on like at noon on a Saturday. I would watch more.
I don't know.
But here's the deal. See, I know the liquid face. You don't think people would buy tickets or watch. People go to football games at noon and basketball games at noon. Why wouldn't they go to wrestling?
They do. That is true. Yeah, maybe.
And
Maybe
I
that,
feel like noon or even like 10 a.m. Maybe 10 a.m. is too early, but I feel like noon is a much more fun time for me to watch because I could watch wrestling and then go do Ryan's show or do other shows and I could see the whole 2 hours and it would feel like an event. Whereas 8 o'clock, I have to like if I'm gonna like watch that live, I have to give up night of like the best night of stand up. And why would I do that?
they should just do it Monday nights at 8 o'clock.
You know what? That would have made it more interesting, even with this split roster.
Yeah,
That would have
I
made
would
it
have
more.
done that.
But I think TNT is like no, maybe TNT doesn't even think they can get the 100,000 if they. I think they will. I think they.
I don't know if they could get 100,000. 100K is dude. Dynamite doesn't. No, how much does Dynamite?
Dynamite gets 800,000. Dynamite's lowest average is 800,000. I think you can get 100,000.
Then they could easily get 100K.
The might get more. I'm saying like the minimum I think they're going to get is 100,000, and I think that's pretty good for a Saturday.
I think that's pretty good. Mm-hmm.
Better than the Hangover 2.
Yo, you know what? Actually, what's the ratings like for Impact? Because whatever it is for Impact,
It's
I
like
bet you.
20,000.
Oh, what? Oh, yeah. They get way more than that. Yeah.
All right.
Anyway,
So
let's talk about that. Speaking of CM Punk, let's talk about Chi-Town Rumble.
I think he was in the crowd as a little kid.
You think he was?
He's never mentioned it, but he was poor, so he probably couldn't afford it. You know who was in the front row? I don't know if you saw him. Dave Meltzer's in the front row of this show.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not notice
He's
that.
sitting with the Bears. They keep showing the Bears.
Yeah.
They strategically keep it very tight on them. He's sitting with the Bears. He knew that.
Oh, he knew that. What was he like?
He's in the front. Some wide shot.
Like a fluffer?
He was like, you know what, that is right. You know what, it is right to the Bear. But in some wide shots, you can see him. I had a hard time seeing. But I forgot. I remembered he was at the show at the very end. But he was at the show, front row, hard cam.
I did not notice. I'm gonna check it. I'm gonna have to just Actually, I don't even care. But yeah, let's talk about it. Is he? Does he live in Chicago?
No, but I think he traveled for this match. I think
with the Bears and shit like that.
I think people were hyped for this match. bro.
All right. So the Chinatown Rumble happened on
Chi-town. Chi-town. I know. I thought it was Chinatown when I was a kid. This is the China.
Chinatown Rumble. Chinatown Rumble, February 20th, 1989, in Chicago, Illinois. It is supposedly the attendance is 8,000 people, which is, small, but they were into it. Beginning of the show starts with an intro graphic that I fucking loved. It was like complete 80s, like the whole purple vibe and the transitions. Each one was different. They're showing all the wrestlers. I was like, dude, this is it, right? This is pretty good. Then you get Jim Ross and Magnum TA. They welcome us to the Chi-Town Rumble, and they run down the card. They go through every single match, the build up. Dude, so far I'm sold. I'm like, wow, this is a different NWA.
Yeah.
This is like they got their shit together.
Dusty's gone. Dusty's gone, by the way.
Oh yeah, that's major difference. Yeah, it's like they got their shit down. They even show you a music video package, right? And I'm like, I fucking love it. It's just great. The video transitions and everything. And Bob Caudle, he's in the back with Michael Hayes, and Michael Hayes cuts a promo running down the card one more time before his match. What do you just think about this introduction, this whole intro? Like, how didn't it feel different?
Yeah, no, it was good. It was really good. It felt I think I think this is the selling point when I was a kid. This is what I was told as a kid. It really sold that this is a sports presentation as opposed to what WWE is doing. And it didn't really feel like a sports presentation until Jim Ross showed up in 87, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now it really feels like they're embracing, like, you're watching a sports show, not a wrestling show.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I did get that sense. Like it really felt like the way they presented in the beginning, like this is important, right? There's gonna be some shit happening tonight. You're in luck. And it's like I was like, I'm ready for this. Match number one, Michael Hayes versus the Russian assassin number one with Ray Gootz's favorite manager, number one, Paul Jones.
Oh God, this guy. Dude, this guy looks like out of place in like 1989 so bad. He looks like a relic.
Yo, who has the worst mustache, him or Vince McMahon Jr.?
I think Paul Jones.
They both have like it's not on correct or something looking
You know what the
mustache.
thing is? Everything that Paul Jones, I always say the stench of failure. Everything that
Yeah.
Paul Jones does is a stench of failure.
You even said to me like, "This is it. You're not gonna see this guy ever again." This was like 3 pay-per-views.
I know. I didn't realize he lasted this long, bro. Who
Yeah,
the
that was
fuck?
like 3 pay-per-views
Who
ago.
the
We're
fuck
still
thought
seeing him.
like we got to keep this guy around?
Yeah, we're still seeing him. Anyways, Michael Hayes hits a jumping DDT for the win. I thought the match was too long, but I didn't actually hate it. But it is too long. It's 15 minutes and 48 seconds.
Michael Hayes is so fucking goofy and stupid looking. Like when he walks.
Hairy.
What?
He's very hairy.
Dude, like just his mannerisms. He you know what he looks like? He looks like he looks like your uncle that tries to like fuck like your niece. You know what I'm saying? Like he just looks like this creepy guy at a wedding who doesn't realize he's not cool and he's like really going after like this 20-year-old girl. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Come on. Dude, I have to say though, he's really smart because the fact that he's still employed in wrestling, when he went backstage, that was like the best move he could have made because he's still around and he reminded me a lot of like Tommy Dreamer and Bubba Ray and Jeff Jarrett. But the difference is he was smart enough to get off the camera. And he probably has more money than all three of them.
Yeah, good point. I mean, he outlasted Paul Jones.
That shitty Southern fucking, like, it already seems out of date 1989, bro.
He doesn't have, like, the best body either to begin with, right? And, here's the thing. This match, like, I didn't, like, hate it. I can't say he's a bad wrestler, but also at the same time, nothing he did is very memorable. No. Like, I'm not going to remember any of it, So, good for him. The match is way too long. They got to cut it short, but whatever. Not a bad way to start.
It's like there weren't a lot of entrances. I feel like whoever did the editing for Peacock just was like, I don't feel like putting fake themes, so he just took out a lot of the entrances.
Really? Oh, they cut
like Snake didn't have an entrance. Yeah, I think they were.
Yeah, I was going to mention that they cut out a lot of wrestlers didn't have entrances, and I didn't realize they probably showed him at the pay-per-view. They just cut it out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's smart.
They,
Yeah,
dude, they're not gonna not have Sting have an entrance even back then. Like they're not that dumb. They're
yeah.
dumb, but
I thought they were that dumb, dude. I'm sorry. I thought it was like it's NWA.
they're not that dumb. Sting's gonna have an entrance if you watch the pay-per-view live. You know.
Okay. Bob Caudle, he's with Ricky Steamboat and his family, and they're cutting a promo about his championship match. And brother, let me tell you, I can totally understand why this guy never got the major push.
Exactly. Dude, that
Yeah.
wife was the worst thing ever happened to him.
Dude, I never need to see a wrestler's fucking wife on TV. I never.
Dude, do you notice
Not Randy, not Karen, who showed up on Dynamite yesterday, that's last night. I don't need to see any of them. I don't need to see this fucking Bonnie either.
dude,
She
do you
makes him
notice
look
like
like
she
a
keeps
loser.
looking at the camera and she's like very like she thought, and I now rewatching all this, she was using the kid and him because she thought she was gonna become like an on-screen character.
She thought she was gonna be Miss Elizabeth.
Yeah, and she's not. And she makes him look horrible. All his charisma is gone. The fucking baby doesn't want to be there. The baby's like grabbing the mic. Dude,
Can you think of
this was
another
all her
wrestler?
idea.
Is there another wrestler who brings their family around like this?
No.
No, and there's a reason why you don't. It just takes away the aura.
The only two were DDP and Mark Merrow, but they were ordered to by the like Vince said, bring Sable around.
No. Wife, I get, even Elizabeth, right? But not like you're bringing your fucking family, like the kid.
Yeah,
they're wearing matching outfits, and it just kills the aura of Ricky Steamboat. And the fact that this happens, this presentation, like this is happening, I know that Ricky Steamboat is probably suggesting it or being okay with it.
No, it was the wife who pushed it.
Yeah, but
he went along with it. He got steamrolled into
it. He's going along with it, which lets me know that if I was the guy working in the back and I'm seeing this shit, I would be like, we can never push this guy as the main guy. We can never. This guy's too.
Well, nobody liked to deal with her. She was and you could just tell she's using him to become a star. She's not doing this to make him look good. She's not like, oh, this will be great for him. She's like, no, this will be great for me.
Yeah. So Ricky Steamboat, great look, great fucking in ring, right?
Yeah, we'll talk about the match later. Yeah.
It's all fucking nothing when you have this stuff there, you know. Match number 2. We got Sting versus Butch Reed with Hiro Matsuda, who's all over this fucking show.
Yeah, so he was the new booker. Hiro Matsuda was his best friend. So
who
let him manage all the heels. But the guy is worthless. The guy just stands there like a fucking.
No, but who is Hiro Matsuda's best friend?
George Scott, who was the booker of NWA at the time. He's the guy who.
That's why he's all over the show.
Yeah, but like, dude, he's worthless. He's more worthless than Paul Jones.
He is, by the way, so if you guys, for everyone who doesn't know, Hiro Matsuda is the guy who trained Hulk Hogan and broke his leg the first day or something. You know? I bet he wishes he didn't do that. And anyways, Sting and Hiro is all over the show, but Sting versus Butch Reed. Ross says Jim Ross is on commentary. He goes, Sting will be one of the top guys, the top stars of the 1990s. Damn fucking right.
Yeah.
And he gave background on who Hiro Matsuda was. He gives background on everybody. Jim Ross on fucking commentary here was doing something he doesn't do in AEW, which is doing your fucking homework, your research. He had fucking research on everybody, dude.
The only thing I started noticing it when Bruce Pritchard made fun of it is sometimes he like tries to use too many. To me, he tries to use too many like real sports analogies. Like he'll try to talk
about 100%. Yeah.
And that kind of annoys me because I'm like, I know you really want to be calling like NCAA basketball or NCAA football, but like other than that, yeah, it's great. I just wish like this is not like Butch Reed like putting Sting in a headlock. That's not like the fucking NBA finals, dude. You know what I mean? Like,
now he does do too many sports references, which is like I get what he's trying to do, but yeah, it doesn't come off well.
I think he thinks it makes it realer, but to me, it just reminds me how fake what I'm watching.
Yes, it makes it actually it I don't know, somehow it puts a spotlight on the fact that it's not real.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
So basically, what happens in the finish is Butch Reed, he holds the ropes on a sunset flip, and Teddy Long, who's the referee, he removes Reed's hold, and Reed sits down on Sting, and then Reed once again holds the ropes on a cover. Teddy Long again sees this, and he fucking removes Reed's hold off the ropes. So it allows Sting to reverse the cover for the win. Afterwards, Butch Reed and Sting keep fighting. This feud is not over. What did you think?
It was okay. It wasn't like the best Sting match, but it was okay.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Bob Cottle, he's in the back with Paul Heyman, Jack Victory, and Randy Ross. And they start Randy Rose, and they start cutting a promo on Jim Cornette. And Paul Heyman goes, "You see, we were doing this Midnight Express versus the original Midnight Express match where the loser has to leave, and I know you guys know Dennis Condrey, so I fucking kicked him out. And I'm fucking throwing you a surprise curveball. You weren't expecting this. This is why we're gonna win. We brought in this Jack Victory, and we're gonna go to our trios match. Before the match begins, Bob Cottle is with the Midnight Express, and Jim Cornette cuts a very good promo addressing the entire situation. What's happening? Oh, because we knew Dennis Condrey, you waited to the very last minute, the day before the show, and then you kick him out, and you bring in this Jack Victory, who's younger than him, he's stronger than Dennis Condrey, he's faster than Dennis Condrey, and then we're like, he puts over Jack Victory, dresses the situation, puts over Jack Victory, but at the end of the promo, still states that they're going to fucking win. Great. This was like Jim Cornette should be teaching promo classes. Like this is amazing.
I mean, both
And
guys
anyway,
are top of the line. Yeah,
what?
both guys are top of the line in terms of promos.
Yeah, yeah. And so we're gonna get a trios loser leaves match. If you're the one who takes pinfall or submits, you're gonna be out. You have to leave. It is the original Midnight Express of Randy Rose, Jack Victory, and Paul Heyman versus the Midnight Express of Bobby Eaton, Stan Lane, and Jim Cornette. They show you the crowd. There's this guy with a fucking pink ski mask on in the crowd.
That was
the first
weird.
thing I noticed was weird. That was weird. Yeah.
He wears it the whole time.
The whole time, yeah.
Must be like some fan that was his local gimmick. They
Yeah, I wonder if he thought it was like a lucha libre mask or something.
No, because back then they were wrestlers with a red mask. They call themselves the spoilers. There was like wrestlers.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. Like the Russian assassin.
I could see this being some fucking Herb, and like this was his thing.
Yeah.
I go to all the shows in Chicago with this mask on.
Yeah. So the Midnight Express and Jim Cornette, they're the good guys. They're the faces in this, and the crowd goes crazy when Cornette finally gets his hands on Paul Heyman. The finish comes when they do the Midnight Express does a double flapjack on Randy Rose. The Midnight Express leaves, and Randy Rose must leave. What did you think, Ray?
This match was way better than I thought it was going to be. I was shocked how fast Jim Cornette was moving because he does not look athletic at all. And he did a roll, which I did not ever think he would do.
Yeah, but he's younger in this. He's not as fat as he is now,
I know, but he just, even younger, he never looked athletic to me. So, like, but the sequence where these two were hitting each other, I thought was done really well. I mean, Paul Heyman's also not very athletic. This was a really good match considering you had these two on the team, and the crowd was into it. I thought this was really, really good. Lots of times when you put the managers in the ring, it kind of falls apart.
Yes,
and it didn't fall apart at all. This was really and also like I kind of feel like people wanted to see Dennis Condrey. They didn't want to see Jack Victory. Jack Victory is beyond the stench of failure. Jack Victory is the stench of shit.
The first time I had ever seen or heard of Jack Victory was in ECW.
Yeah.
And I didn't know who this guy was. It was like, oh, he's just maybe an indie guy. I didn't know this guy was around the NWA, was on like fucking pay-per-views and stuff like that.
Yeah, but he was like, nobody cared about him even back then. So it's like, you already have that. I guarantee you, if nobody in the building was like, oh, great, Jack Victory's here instead of Dennis Condrey. People want to see Dennis Condrey.
I will say, I do like the name Jack Victory. It reminds me of like Jack Flag from like Marvel,
But all in all, it was what they had to work with. I thought it was a great match. So there you go. Probably the best Jack Victory match you're ever going to see.
Wait, he's not on other pay-per-views?
He's on a few more, but I don't think he ever has a good match.
Give me 1 second, bro. You keep talking about Jack Victory for a second.
Hey, bro, Jack Victory. Let's see if he's still around. This good old Jack.
Yeah, is he still alive?
Paul Heyman must like him because seemingly he always brings him in, which is like I remember he brought him in the ECW. I was like, really, this guy? So Paul Heyman, yeah, he's only 58, bro. That's pretty young for Jack Victory.
What you just said makes sense.
Jack Victory's only 58.
I was cooking something. I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't like falling apart. Paul Heyman must like this guy because he brings him back in ECW. So yeah, there must be
dude, he wrestled in 2021.
Good for Jack Victory. Good for him.
Yeah, he's young. Dude, he looked like he was 60 in 1998, bro.
Yeah, he did look old. He did look old, yeah.
And he's like, I think he's younger than we are right now.
Who's this guy with Steve Corino,
Dude, he was like in his 30s. He was younger than both of us. And we were like, who is this old man? Dude, you think like people see us in the street like, who's this fucking old guy? Like we're like with Jack Victory. We look better than Jack Victory.
Yeah, but I went to in 2021, just 2 years ago. I was in Cleveland, and my friend lives in a college town. And there was a middle of the day. He had to work when he thought he was off. So while he was working, I was just walking around, just just taking things in, wasting time. And I walked around the college campus, and I think I can pass as a young person. Everyone knew I was fucking up. Yeah. Everyone fucking could tell. I was not one of them. It was so yeah, people can tell you're old, 100%. We might not act like we can see it, but they can see it.
They look old. Some of them look old. Anyway.
Yeah.
So fuck them. The next match.
Speaking of old people, Bob Caudle, he is with Ric Flair and Hiro Matsuda. They cut a promo on Ricky Steamboat. All three of these fucking men. So no worries there. Match number 4, the TV title championship. Rick Steiner, who's the champion, versus who is with Scott Steiner. I first appearance seeing Scott versus Mike Rotunda. Rick Steiner, he barks and he swats at fucking invisible flies. The crowd fucking loves this shit and they're imitating him. The crowd will continue to imitate Rick Steiner by yelling at
yourself, Shaw, which you want.
yeah, yelling at trans people in the future. Kevin, during the middle of this match, Kevin Sullivan just comes in and he gets in the microphone. He goes, Rick, you got a beautiful dog Spike in the back. I mean, shameless thing happens to him and just walks away. Rick Steiner is now distracted and he starts getting his ass kicked. The Rick Steiner is bleeding and he puts a sleeper hold on Mike Rotunda. But as they fall down and lay on the mat, Rotunda gets his shoulder up while Rick's are still down, even though Rotunda is passing out on Mike Rotunda was passed out on sleeper, but Rick Steiner's shoulders are actually down on the mat. So the referee counts to 3 and Mike Rotunda wins. What did you think about this?
Well, it's a good thing they brought in Rick Scott Steiner because I felt like this act would have gone stale very soon. He would have became Eugene, but with Scott, it fucking added. Hey, listen, it brought him to 2023, so he could tell Giselle Shaw what he thought of her. So
yeah, he became less stupid after Scott Steiner comes back.
He became a racist.
He becomes a sexist and a racist. What is that?
I'm no longer an idiot. I just hate women or men who pretend. It was all right. Mike Rotunda, dude. It's just like Vince was again. There was nobody better suited for IRS.
Yes, I agree.
But basically, that's who he is.
I like Mike Rotunda. He's not bad. He's all right.
It's not bad. It's just like it's just like looking at wallpaper. But IRS was great for him.
Yeah. Bob Caudle, he's with the Road Warriors, and they cut a promo on Kevin Sullivan and the Varsity Club because they're going to have a match later on. Mm-hmm. Match number 5. We get the U.S. title on the line. And Barry Windham, the champion, who is with Hiro Matsuda again.
Yeah. I think Hiro Matsuda took the place of JJ
Dillon
because he went to WWE too at this time.
Oh, okay, yeah. Backstage. Yeah. Matsuda does nothing. I agree with you. He does nothing. He just stands there. He does nothing.
Because in January, there were hints they were going to do a new Four Horsemen of Barry and Kendall William, Butch Reed, and Ric Flair. But Ric Flair does not like black people, so no, they never said. But yeah,
You have Teddy Long, he'll agree.
yeah, exactly. So Ric Flair was like, no, but so that's why Hiro Masuda is with these guys. If you're
Yeah.
wondering like, why Butch Reed and Barry Windham, now we're
Yeah,
talking.
yeah, he's with he basically, you're right.
He's
Good
basically
point.
JJ Dillon.
He replaced JJ Dillon, yeah. All right, so Barry Windham with Hiro Matsuda versus Lex Luger. They show Eddie Einhorn, who's the president of the Chicago White Sox, in the audience. Lex Luger gets hit in the ring post on his head, so he's bleeding as well. So 2 back-to-back matches with blood in it. Barry Windham punches the ring post and he hurts his hand. So the story of this match is Barry's in charge, but his hand is hurting. They do a belly-to-back suplex with a bridge by Barry Windham. Both men's shoulders are on the ground. And as the ref's counting, Luger's shoulder goes up for the win. Windham thinks he won, but he didn't. Lex Luger won. He won the title. And Barry Windham is mad and he power drives Luger in the title after the match. What did you think?
Again, another good Luger match. Another match that's like positioned for the main event, and Lex Luger does a great job. Barry Windham also did a good. This is a little hot streak Barry Windham's on. You didn't see Great American Bash, but he had a good match there. He had a good match with Bam Bam, and now he has another good match.
I like this match too. Both guys are
Yeah.
good. I don't know why people thought Lex Luger was not good because he's pretty good.
Again, we said this when we did Starcade. They fucked up his career, and rather than be like we fucked up,
Yes. Yeah.
because he did this is another good match. I mean, if you think about the experience, this guy right now has less experience than Braun Breaker does at this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's putting on better matches than Braun Breaker. So I don't know what you want me to say, but I feel you could take 89 Lex Luger and put him in WWE now, and he'd be in the main events pretty soon. He's good.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He could easily be. I don't know, man.
He
I
could be the
don't
guy
know.
that beats Gunther. If you brought in that Lex Luger, he could be the guy that beats
Oh,
Gunther.
you said now, but I'm saying like if you brought him into WWF 1989, he would be like the 4th guy.
He would
He ain't gonna top Hogan. He ain't gonna top Macho Man. He ain't gonna
uh,
top Ultimate Warrior. He's the 4th guy.
but I want to say if you bring him in now, he'd probably be like one of the top guys.
Oh yeah, because he can move, he can wrestle. He's got a great look.
Mhm.
I like this match, but what I didn't like about it was how similar it was to especially in the ending to the match prior. You know,
Yeah.
so that kind
But
of threw it
if
away.
you just are like, I want to watch like
NWA booking.
if you just watch this match with like, I just want to see a Lex Luger match, it's pretty good. So
Yes, I agree.
right.
Bob Cowell, he's met Mike Rotunda and he cut a promo. Mike Rotunda forgets what champion he is, so he has to look down and he goes, "Oh yeah, I'm the TV champion."
This is why it was never the world
It
champion.
was so funny. He forgot what kind of champion he was. It's too many fucking titles, dude. Match number 6 is for the tag titles. We got the Road Warriors, who are the champions, versus the Varsity Club of Kevin Sullivan and Steve Williams. I don't get how Kevin Sullivan is in the Varsity Club because he's like Bray Wyatt, but Jim Ross does like a good job of going like, he's all fucking weird now. I get it, guys, but he used to be a wrestler.
Well, the joke was that
in high school.
the original joke of the Varsity Club was that everyone was legit. What Mike Rotunda, Steve Williams, and Rick Steiner were all legit athletes, and Kevin Sullivan was an idiot. That was the joke.
Oh,
But it would be literally like, yeah, it would literally be like a fucking. I'm trying to think. Oh God, I can't. There's nobody. Oh, if like, what's his name? The fucking guy. The guy from TNA who looks like Tony Khan. What's his name? He manages
Robert Stone.
What?
Robert Stone.
Yeah, if Robert Stone
Robbie
was like,
Lee.
yeah, like started managing like Chad Gable and the Olympic guy, and was like, I'm an Olympian too. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. That was a joke. But then, like, I think like they tried to convince people that Kevin Sullivan was actually athletic, and that kind of like just goes away.
I'll
This
tell you one
match,
thing though.
what?
Yeah, go ahead.
This match was all right. It wasn't the greatest.
I will say one thing. The Varsity Club, they do a great job isolating Animal, right?
Yeah.
It's massively done. This was like, it was like, wow, if you want to see what a heel tag team's how they're supposed to behave and work in the ring, this is exactly the way you want to do it, right?
Mhm.
There is a very shitty ending to this match. Okay,
Yeah.
there is some kind of weird mistiming by fucking Steve Williams.
Mhm.
So you have Kevin Sullivan in the ring with Animal, just kind of like they're standing there like waiting, and Williams basically attacks Animal and has him covered even and while he's that's happening. So yeah, Williams attacks Animal and he has him covered, but Animal is, Animal's got his shoulder up. He's got his shoulder up the whole fucking time. You can see it. The camera's right on him. Meanwhile, while that's happening, while that cover is happening, Hawk does like a flying clothesline on Kevin Sullivan for the win. After the match, Williams is like arguing, dude, I had Animal pinned. I had Animal pinned. It doesn't fucking matter though. Because number one, his Animal's shoulder was up. And number two, you neither you nor Animal were the legal men. And Jim Ross mentions this a couple of times. Like he mentions it numerous times that that's not the legal guys. So I don't know why the ending was like that, but it was a good match that I think got ruined by the shitty ending.
For the last 2 years we're watching these guys in NWA, they seem very hesitant to just have the Road Warriors just destroy their opponents.
Yes.
So they constantly have these weird fucking finishes for the Road Warriors. And I'm just like, just have the Road Warriors win. Just have them destroy the opponent at the end. Like, you're
Mm-hmm.
going out of your way to do these dumb endings. I guess because but it's like it actually makes the Warriors look worse. It makes the guys they're beating look worse. Just have the Warriors win. And we have yet to see a finish where they just fucking destroy their opponent and leave. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
And that's how those guys got over.
it actually makes everybody look worse when you don't do
Yeah.
that. It makes everybody look worse.
And if you don't want to like fucking my thing is like if you don't want to have the Road Warriors destroy people, then why do you have them around?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Super.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're super over. Why?
Yeah,
It's
you
stupid.
want them to be over, and you want to give the air that they're invincible, but you also don't want them to win. And it's like they have to win.
I'm watching this confusing like ending, and I'm like the whole time I was thinking like this is typical NWA.
It's like so, but they keep doing this with the Road Warriors.
Yeah. Bob Cottle, he's with a bandaged up Lex Luger, remember, because he was bleeding, and he talks about how he has to get a whole bunch of stitches on his fucking head. He's got a jam neck from the pile driver, but these are all small prices to pay to be a champion.
Yeah.
And dude, let me tell you, this was a fucking great babyface promo.
I
fucking loved it. I was like, man, Lex Luger's the man.
Getting better and better every time we see him.
Yeah. They do a video recap of the history between Ric Flair and Ricky Steamboat, which includes Ricky Steamboat stripping Ric Flair to his fucking underwear. That's great. We're ready for our final match, the NWA World Title, the seventh final match. Ric Flair, the champion, with Hiro Matsuda versus Ricky Steamboat. And they showed Brad Muster and Kurt Beckler of the Chicago Bears. They show them in the audience. This match, Ricky Steamboat is so fucking quick. But let me tell you, Ric Flair was just as fucking fast in this match. I've never seen Ric Flair move so fast in my life. I didn't know Rick could move that fast. He was fast. I was like, holy, the crowd is split. There's people who love Ricky Steamboat, who's a good guy, but there's people who obviously like Ric Flair as well. Ricky Steamboat goes to the top and he hits the flying crossbody, which is his finisher, but he hits it on both Ric Flair and Tommy Young, the ref bump. Ric Flair rolls up Ricky Steamboat with the tights, but the ref is still down. Crowd's going crazy because they're like, oh, this screw job's happening, screw job's happening. Ric Flair put the figure four on her. He goes to put the figure four on, but fucking Ricky Steamboat does an inside cradle and he puts it into a cover. Teddy Long comes out of nowhere and he counts the finish for Ricky Steamboat to win.
If you notice in the corner, he's asking Tommy Young, "Should I jump in the ring?" And Tommy Young eventually says yes. Then
okay, I did not notice that part. I didn't see that part. Good call.
Mm-hmm.
There's some.
If you Ric Flair goes to Tommy Young and Tommy Young goes, "Yeah, Teddy Long's call is valid. He's
yeah." There's fucking the crowd's going crazy, but there's some confusion, right? Because there's different referees who made the finish. And there's two referees standing there. People are going crazy, and you see Ric Flair acting all mad, but you see him cover his fucking mouth, and you see him go up to fucking Tommy Young, and as he says something, and as soon as that happens, Tommy Young quickly goes and he fucking raises.
Yes, because they're so used to screw job finishes, they have to let the crowd know, like, no, both referees say he's the winners. This is not a screw job.
Yeah, which was, you know what? Great fucking call by Ric Flair. Right?
Yeah.
Ric Flair's just like, dude, go raise his fucking hand. You know, fucking crowd goes crazy. Bob Cotto, he is in the back, and the good guys. Lloyd, before I go to the fucking finish, the last fucking video thing, what did you think of this final match? Rick, because we talked about this. Ric
I've been
Flair
hearing
versus
about this match for 30 years. Triple H has this match on his DVD set. This is back in the day when they didn't have a lot of extras. He has this match as an extra on one of his first DVD sets and says, this is the reason I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is one of the most this starts one of the most influential series of matches that wrestling has ever seen. So it's 30 years of hype. 34 years. Wow, that's fucking crazy. 34 years of hype. And I have to say, it's fucking great. It is.
It's good.
If you stop, if history ends at 1989 and we don't see what's to come, yeah, I can see why people are like, this is the best match of all time.
Yeah, it's very good. I will say this though. I don't like it. I don't like it as much as I like Ricky Steamboat versus Randy Savage.
I'm with you the same way. Yes.
But you know what the funny part is? It's both a Ricky Steamboat matches. They're, you know, like,
but they're good in different ways. So the Ricky Steamboat Randy Savage match felt like a blood feud. It felt like two guys who fucking hate each other. Yeah. This felt like, you know what this felt like? I don't get this from modern wrestling. This felt like, I'm not trying to beat the shit out of you. I'm not trying to cripple you. I just need to hold you down for 3 seconds, and then I can go. That's what it felt like to me. It felt like I'm trying to outsmart you and pin you for 3 seconds. I'm not trying to like fucking like ruin your life or beat the shit out of you. And when you look at it from that angle, it's such a great match because they're both almost playing like I hate to use this term. I've never used the term seriously, but now like Larry Zbyszko, you see, the human game of chess. It literally felt like
they were like, any move you can do, I can do better.
Yeah.
Situation, and there was a lot of, you're gonna hit a move, I'm gonna hit a reversal. It was very, man, it was good. It was a good match.
Yeah, I can see why Dave Meltzer like went nuts in his newsletter about this match that he's said. And the thing about it is the crowd gets more and more invested. And the other thing, the crowd, like when Tommy Young falls, they're like, "Oh, here comes a screw job," and then they do the screw job. They don't do it. They give you, and I think that's why people remember this, because there's so many times Ric Flair wins in a screw job and the finish sucks and people just leave annoyed, that when this worked, it really, and it was such a great match. It wasn't just like Ricky Steamboat won. He won in like the best match of all time.
Yeah.
It fucking, just, this is like everything people said about NWA, or everything that these old timers said what made it great. This is the match. This is where it's finally realized, I think.
This is I couldn't believe, you know what this felt like? This felt like Thor Ragnarok. Bro, I was like, what were the fucking first, like, what the fuck was the first two Thors? What the fuck was this?
Yeah, and this is where you can see why people think Ric Flair is the best.
Yeah, I'm like, we've been watching NWA since 1983, and I'm like, it took them this long to fucking get their shit together, and I'm like, no, this is what it should have always been, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, but it was really good, and I totally get why fucking, when I remember, because I bought those Black White Wrestling magazines in '89. They were like, WrestleMania was fine, but these Ric Flair matches are way better. And I'm like, now I get it. It's like, yeah, this is like state of the art. This is beyond state of the art for that time.
Here's the thing too. Jim Ross was excellent.
Yes. Yeah.
He was excellent the whole show, but especially in this match, he was really good. Jim Ross, he gave so much background on every single fucking person, right? Including this match. He gave background on Ricky Steamboat, where he's from, where he's living, what he's doing now. Ric Flair, too. He's originally from here. He's residing here. He's got a business here. It's so funny, the parallels between the two men and all this. But as the match is building, you hear him start, like, losing it. Like, he becomes a fan. He starts losing it. He's, like, losing his professionalism because he's so into this match. And I'm like, I want Jim Ross to watch this video of him and be like, this is what you need to bring on AEW.
I don't think he physically can bring it, though.
But he's
also
great.
But also like Tony Khan, they're not giving him. That's the other thing, bro. I was thinking to myself, like, there's no matches structured like this anymore. Everyone kind of structures their match in the WWE style, where you hit 19 finishers on each other at the end. You know what I mean? And I
Yeah, but
kind of
you can't do your homework. He doesn't even do his homework anymore.
who?
He doesn't do like Jim Ross. How many when he
Oh,
was on Dynamite? How many? Who's that? Huh? Who's that? Do you tell somebody?
I know.
Like, why don't
I
you
think
do
he's
some
like.
research?
I think he's like. I honestly, I think he shouldn't be on TV. He's too old. But
Yeah,
they don't. Just like they don't have the balls tell CM Punk fuck H Steel. They don't have the balls tell Jim Ross he has to go home. So
yeah. Well, anyway, Jim
they
Ross.
shove him on Rampage.
I actually think if you want to be a commentator, you should watch
Yeah.
this match.
If you
Just
want to,
also hear the commentary too. It's very
if
good.
you want to go around and go, I'm the best wrestler in the world, and your fucking promos on GCW, watch this match too, and see if you can emulate a lot of this stuff in the match, because they don't go for their finishers over and over again. They try different shit. Ric Flair's like,
Yeah,
my finisher doesn't work. I'm gonna try this other shit. I just need to have this guy down for 3 seconds. All
yeah.
I need.
If you're in the wrestling business, period, you need to watch this match. I think
Yeah,
it's one of those matches you have to watch if you're in the wrestling business.
really fun
You
match.
need to understand it. Yeah. After this match, however,
Okay.
it can't be the NWA without it having flaws.
Mhm.
Bob Collins in the back or Ricky Steamboat. They're in the good guys' locker room, the faces locker room, and Ricky Steamboat's kind of promo with the faces, and Ricky Steamboat, like an idiot, pours champagne over his head, and it's all in his eyes, and he's just like, oh fuck, and everyone's just waiting, and Bob Collins like, Ricky, we need you to cut a promo. Any words? Don't be speechless now. Everyone's waiting. It feels like a lifetime.
Mhm.
Finally, he gives a promo, and it's a really shitty promo. It's so bad. I'm like, when I heard that promo with him like wincing and everything, I was like, this is not the guy. I was like, he should not have won tonight. Oh
But
my god.
they fix it down the road. But
Oh man, Ricky
yeah,
Steamboat.
they didn't need to interview him. They could have had him walk out on like the next
He looked like an idiot, dude.
not Nitro. He could have walked out another show and been like, I'm so proud of my title.
Yeah.
But listen, no one
Here's,
took the
here's another best part. The fucking did the credits at the end of the show, right? Not in
yeah,
the middle. And I was like, this is the most satisfying NWA show I've ever seen so far.
so far. Yeah.
So far, yeah.
No, it's good. It was good. It's not a lot of matches are the greatest, but they get the job done.
Yes.
It doesn't feel like it's dragging. And that main event, it's worth everything. You know, sometimes they Meltzer overhypes things, but all the hype you've heard all these years, it's worth it. Go check it out.
Yeah, I agree. Check this match out. Yes, absolutely.
So,
Check
guys,
this show out. Sorry.
it's on the Peacock. Next week, we have WrestleMania 5 with Macho Man versus Hulk Hogan.
Ooh.
Week after, we have Wrestle War 89, where it's the rematch. Ric Flair versus Ricky Steamboat. Then in 3 weeks, the Great American Bash 89, where it's Ric Flair versus Terry Funk, which is another classic I've heard. And then in a month, we have SummerSlam 89, where you want to talk about work rate. Zeus and Macho Man Randy Savage taking on Brutus Beefcake and Hulk Hogan.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So we
I'm
got
looking forward to WrestleMania 5, actually. I really am. That one sounds good.
well, that main event, I love that main event. That's one of the best Hogan matches too. So it's gonna be a good couple of weeks. I don't know. I don't remember how good SummerSlam '89 was, but the next 3 weeks, I heard the show. I heard that the other two shows are really good, but I know WrestleMania 5 is a great main event. So
I can't wait, bro. I cannot wait for that.
all right, guys, if you enjoy this podcast, please subscribe. Give us a follow, subscription. Ray Goots on Instagram and Twitter, and Ray Goots Comedy on TikTok. Follow us, show us some love, and we'll be back next week for the Showcase of the Immortals, WrestleMania 5. Huh? You excited, Andrew Lee, bro?
I am, absolutely. Can't wait.
All right, bro. We'll see you then.